In the 1980s, professional wrestler Bret the Hitman Hart, Bret Hart said, "I am the best there is, the best there ever was, and the best there ever will be." Hi, Jim Ziegler, the Alpha Dog. I can relate to that. I am the best there is, the best there ever was, and probably the best there ever will be, especially when it comes to prospecting. I can sell a car at will. Many times I have said to many people, I can walk out of any dealership in the country, your dealership, at 8 o'clock in the morning. As long as it's good weather, as long as it's not a Sunday, as long as it's not a holiday. Not a holiday, good weather, not a Sunday. I'll walk out of your dealership at 8 o'clock in the morning in a community where I probably have never been before. And I will sell and deliver a car to a stranger that I met in that community before the sun sets that day. Every single day I can sell a car at will. And so can you. And today I'm going to reveal to you exactly how to do that. Pay attention. People say, "Mr. Ziegler, where do we find customers?" Well, where do you find customers? What a dumbass question that is. Where do you find customers? Try the interstate. 5 o'clock in the afternoon, they're out there bumper to bumper in gridlock. Excuse me. You're swimming in a sea of prospects. They're all around you. Every day you're passing people in supermarkets, gas stations, restaurants, churches. Every day you're passing people who are currently in the market for a car and you never connect with them. My good friend Frank Crenity, Frank Crenity sells 100 cars plus a month. He said to me, he said, "Jim, you have to connect with the people. You have to be able to start a conversation with them." And that's true. I have always said, you have to be bold. You have to be energetic. You have to be enthusiastic. And you have to be outgoing, friendly. "Well, Mr. Ziegler, I'm shy." No, you're not. Nobody's born shy. You choose to be shy. It's a learned response to your surroundings. You don't have to be shy. You can be outgoing. You can be enthusiastic. You can be bold. I am firmly convinced that I could be in the tallest building in your town. I could be in this tall building in an elevator, just going up and down all day. And you know how short a time people are in an elevator, maybe 5 minutes? In that time, I can start conversations with people and I can sell a car to a stranger just riding up and down in an elevator all day. It doesn't take that long to establish that relationship. You got precision skills, and I'm going to talk about how to do that. There are 3 questions that I ask a complete stranger. Question number 1, listen carefully. When are you going to buy your next car? Now, don't modify it, don't change it, don't put it in your own words. Say it exactly the way I said it. When are you going to buy your next car? You might say truck. I'll give you that much leeway. When are you going to buy your next truck? When are you going to buy your next car? When are you going to buy your next car? Now, remember, when you go out there at 5 o'clock and those people are in gridlock, bumper to bumper, every one of those people is driving a car that is one day closer to the day they absolutely have to buy another one. Cars are not indestructible. They don't last a lifetime. Excuse me. They're going to have to buy another car. It's how you hook up with them, how you get a conversation started with them. When are you going to buy your next car? When I was dating my wife back in the 1980s, when I was dating my wife, I know some of you weren't born in the 80s. When I was dating my wife, I was a salesman at McNamara Pontiac, and then I moved to Banner Ford in Decatur, Georgia. And she used to hate it. We would go to the movies on a date, and I would say to the lady that was selling us the tickets, 5 tickets to Godfather 5, please. Or 2 tickets to Godfather 5, unless I had the family with me. 2 tickets to Godfather 5. Yes, ma'am. When are you going to buy your next car? When are you going to buy your next car? The lady selling tickets, talking through that little thing, when are you going to buy your next car? And the little guy tearing tickets. When are you going to buy your next car? I'm in the market for a car right now. Really? Now here's where most car salespeople do one of the stupidest things you could possibly do, and I see all of you doing it all the time. Here's my card, call me. I've seen dealers do that, general managers do that. Here's my card, call me. You dumbass, they're not going to call you. If 1 in 1,000 calls you, that would be really a miracle. They don't call you. Here's my card, call me. That is one of the stupidest things people do. No, I've got a notebook in my pocket. I step behind this young man and I say the next thing. How can I reach you? Now notice once again my exact wording. How can I reach you? I didn't say, how can I call you? And I certainly didn't say, what's your telephone number? No. How can I reach you? And he says, 358-1818. And I say, is that home or is that work? Home or work? Is that home or work? Well, that's my work number. Okay, home. Notice how I said the word home? I made a question out of it. That's my work number. Home. 359-2525. Mobile. Cell phone. Once again, I phrased it as a question. Now, John, I need your email address. I'm going to send you some important information. What is your email address? I'm going to send you some important information. And he gives me the email address. And one thing I'm going to do with that email address is I'm going to send him an appointment reminder card like a dentist or a doctor does. But then I say to him, one of the most important things that you can put into your word tracks. We work by appointment at Banner Ford. Hey, John, look, we work by appointment at Banner Ford. I'm available tomorrow at 2:30, or is 5:30 better for you? I usually do it on the half hour or an odd number, like 5:20. I'm available tomorrow at 12:30 or 5:30, which is better for you? 2:30 or 5:30, which is better for you? I give him a choice of 2 times. I didn't give him a choice of saying no. I'm available tomorrow, which is best for you? 2:30 or I'm available at 5:30? Well, Mr. Ziegler, actually, I'm available at 10 o'clock in the morning. Oh, I understand. You know, I have an appointment already scheduled at 10 o'clock in the morning, but it's one of my old customers. They won't mind if I move their appointment. I'll plug you into that slot. Fair enough? Fair enough. I love that phrase. I'll plug you into that slot. Fair enough? Now, helping them say yes. I'll plug you into that slot. Fair enough? Great. Now I have a firm appointment set, and I will send him an email with a reminder of that appointment. Now, I've done that so many times. When are you going to buy your next car? I've sold hundreds, and I probably would not be telling a lie if I said I have sold 1,000 cars as a result of asking that question. When are you going to buy your next car? It's powerful. And then there's the second question. In 1988, I know some of you weren't born yet. We've talked about that. In 1988, I was consulting Westway Ford in Dallas, Texas. That's Berkshire Hathaway Ford today, but it was Westway Ford in the day. It was owned by a private individual named Joe Dawg. When I landed, and they were already selling 400 units a month. They were already successful before they met me. Within a year, we had that dealership doing 1,000 units a month, up from 400 to 1,000. So when I landed in Dallas, and that dealership is in Irving, Texas, one of the suburbs. When we landed in Dallas, I was picked up at the airport by the general sales manager, Jeff Enright. Jeff is now the managing partner of Park Cities Ford in Dallas. But he was the general sales manager then. You could ask him about this story. And Cameron Rieger, who is the F&I director. So Cameron and Jeff picked me up at the airport and took me to one of my favorite restaurants of all time, Papa Do's Seafood Kitchen. I had never been to Papa Do's at that point and fell in love with the place. So we went to Papa Do's Seafood Kitchen in Dallas, and the waiter was a Cambodian guy named Tron. And I said, "Hey, Tron, when are you going to buy your next car?" I've sold a lot of cars to waiters in restaurants. "Hey, Tron, when are you going to buy your next car?" He said, "You must be a car salesman." I said, "What tipped you off?" Yeah, I'm a car salesman. Yeah, when are you going to buy your next car? He said, "I just got a new Mitsubishi Eclipse." I said, "Wow, you must be wealthy. They must pay the waiters here at Papa Do's a lot of money." He said, No. He said, "My parents are wealthy. They live in Cambodia, and I'm a college student, and I work here for extra money. But my parents helped me out with the car." I said, "Oh, I understand." Then I asked him the second question. And the second question is basically, who do you know? Who do you know? I said, "Well, Tron, who in this restaurant needs a car? Somebody you work with must be in the market for a car right now." He said, "You know, Mr. Ziegler, Melinda Steele," and that really was her name. "Melinda Steele is in the market for a car. She's been talking about it. Would you ask Mrs. Steele to come by the table, please?" Well, long story shorter, Melinda Steele came by the table, and that really was her name, as I mentioned. And we delivered her the next day in a brand new Ford. And the very next thing I know, here comes Tron again with a Vietnamese guy out of the kitchen that was washing dishes. And he said, "This guy also needs a car." Well, the next day we sold that guy a $2,000 cash car. And I mean, I had not been in town an hour, asked 2 of the 3 questions, and delivered 2 cars. When are you going to buy your next car? Tron had already bought a car. Who do you know that's in the market for a car? Do you have a friend? You have a relative? You have a neighbor? You have a coworker? Somebody you know? Who do you know that's in the market for a car? Who do you know? You have a friend, a relative, coworker? I can tell you so many war stories. You haven't got time to listen to them about when that question has sold cars for me. And it's amazing. The third question: would you consider selling me the car you're driving? Would you consider? And I know a lot of people are doing buyback programs, and there's a lot of hybrids of that have evolved over the last couple of years, but I've been doing this since the 70s. Since the late 70s, I was asking people to sell me their cars for cash. I don't know if I invented the concept, but I was certainly the early adopter. I was one of the earliest people to ever do that. You know, a lot of people learned it from me or from watching my results or from my classes. But anyway, would you consider selling me the car you're driving? there is a guy named Harry. Now, I'm not going to tell you Harry's last name. He's a prominent salesman in a General Motors store in North Carolina. Harry's a good friend of mine. Harry is trained by Ziegler, and he is the top salesperson in his dealership. I get a call from Harry about a year ago, and Harry said, "Hey, Jim, I'm having a terrible time. I'm in a slump. I can't put a deal together." You ever had that happen to you? I can't put a deal together. I'm the top salesperson in this dealership, and people all around me are selling cars. It's not the dealership, it's me. I can't put a deal together. Calm down, Harry. I said, "Harry, I got something I want you to do. I'm going to give you a little homework assignment." "I'm going to give you a homework assignment, Harry. I got something for you. I want you to go, and right now I want you to get on Craigslist. I want you to go to Auto Trader Online. I want you to go to Facebook Marketplace. I want you to go anywhere that people are advertising private sale automobiles by an individual. Not a dealer, but a person is selling a car or a truck. I want you to go to Craigslist, Auto Trader Online, Facebook Marketplace, anywhere they're selling cars that individuals are selling. And I want you, you're a Chevrolet dealer, I want you to only call people that are selling trucks. And I want you to call them up and I want you to say this: "Hi, I'm Harry, and I work at the Chevrolet dealership. And my manager saw your car advertised, saw your truck advertised. And we'd like to buy your truck for cash. We will pay ridiculous money for your truck." And they're probably going to say, well, how much? Well, I'm asking $25,000. I don't know about $25,000, but we will not waste your time. If you will bring that by the dealership, we work by appointment. We will give you a cash figure within 10 minutes that we will pay for your vehicle. And I promise you, it'll be ridiculous money. It'll be more money than anybody will ever pay you for that vehicle. We will pay stupid money for your truck. Now, Harry, if you will do that and report back to me, let me know what happened. Well, it was just like 2 days later, I get a call from Harry, and Harry is exuberant. He said, "Jim, I've sold 3 trucks already. I've got 3 appointments set. I'm just rocking and rolling. It's incredible." He not only broke his slump, but he was putting deals together left and right with an old school prospecting technique brought into the technology modern world. So here he was calling all these technology websites that were selling cars and using my old school technique. "Would you consider me selling me the car?" And my variation on it. I wrote an article in Auto Dealer magazine, and the article was titled "Harry's in a Slump." And it was about that incident, and I detailed it a lot more than I just did. But Harry broke that slump, and to this day, he's still selling cars, calling people on the classified media. So that is absolutely great. And I'll tell you what, when I was a salesperson back in the 70s and early 80s, my manager at Superior Datsun Nissan was a guy named Ken Vargas. Now, Ken still lives in Jacksonville, Florida. He's still a great friend of mine. And Ken Vargas was my used car manager. And I was the top salesperson in that dealership. I held the record for sales in that dealership. It was one of the Luther Coggin stores. And I held the record in that store for sales. And it was amazing. Every Saturday, Mr. Vargas and I, Mr. Ken Vargas, would sit down. Now remember, this is 1976, 77, 80, 81. We're sitting down circling cars in the classifieds in the Chevrolet in the newspaper. In the newspaper, we're circling cars. He said, "Oh, there's a late model Honda. I'd like that one." He circle it. Oh, look at that. There's a Toyota. I'd like to have that. Oh, there's another Datsun. I'll take that. And he would circle maybe 15, 20 cars in the newspaper, in the classifieds. And I would call those people on a Saturday morning early, right after the sales meeting. Hello, Mr. Jenkins. My name is Jim Ziegler. I'm a sales representative at Superior Datsun, Nissan. We saw your Toyota advertised in the paper, and my used car director, Mr. Ken Vargas, asked me personally to give you a call. We'd like to buy your Toyota. You want to buy my car? Yes, sir. We'll pay ridiculous money for that vehicle. Well, I'm asking $15,000. Now, sir, I don't know about $15,000. All I know is that Mr. Vargas will pay ridiculous money. He'll pay stupid money for that vehicle. More money than anybody will ever realistically offer you for that vehicle. And we'll do it right now. We won't waste your time. If you'll bring that vehicle by the dealership, let us take a look at it. We'll have you a cash offer within 10 minutes. It's good for 10 days. If you'll come by the dealership and show us that vehicle, we won't waste your time. You'll only be here for a couple minutes. We'll give you a cash offer. Well, he comes to the dealership. And I'll tell you what, I had Vargas appraising maybe 20 cars on a big Saturday. They were lined up. He's giving them cash figures. Anyway, the guy says, well, he only offered me $10,000. That's not enough for my car. Well, you know, that's the cash figure. If you were trading it in, it would be considerably higher. Did everybody hear that word track? That's the cash figure. If you were trading it in, it would be significantly higher. Well, how much higher would it be if I was trading it in? Well, what will we be trading it in on? Let's pick something out. Everybody saw that transition. It was smooth. It was customer friendly. It didn't cause any problems. We kept our promise. We gave him a cash figure within 10 minutes. That would be significantly higher. What you've got to know about people advertising their cars in the classifieds, or classifieds online, the Craigslist, the Auto Trader online, Facebook Market, they never sell those cars. They never sell those cars. They ultimately end up trading them in. They ultimately end up trading in those cars they advertised and tried to sell themselves. They never, ever sell them for what they were asking. And the reason they're selling them themselves to start with is because they want too much. Don't worry about it. You know, you got to be bold. You got to be outgoing. You got to be enthusiastic. You can't be shy. Would you consider selling me the car you're driving? I can't tell you how many times I have walked across a shopping center parking lot and seen somebody driving a car that I know we would like to have. And I have said, sir, that's a beautiful car. Would you consider selling it? You want to buy my car? Yes, sir, absolutely. My used car director has told us to be on the lookout for something like that, and we'll pay ridiculous money. Well, how much would you give me? Well, sir, if you'll come by the dealership, I'm not the buyer, but we'll give you a cash figure within 10 minutes. We won't waste your time. We'll give you ridiculous money for this vehicle. More money than you ever thought you could get. I have sold so many cars with that approach. I mean, we're talking hundreds, maybe 1,000. It's that simple. You got to be bold. You got to be outgoing. You got to be aggressive, but it works. In the 1980s and the 90s, I was consulting for Ford Motor Company. I was on a lot of Ford Motor Company's training videos. I was doing the F&I school for Ford service contracts. I was on all the Ford ESP service contract videos. And I was also consulting the Ford Minority Dealer Program. Ford had made a commitment to have 300 minority-owned dealerships online, and I was helping recruit and train minority dealers, helping get the minority dealers set up. Now, oh, it was amazing. They put most of the minority dealers in little Mayberry towns, little country towns, smaller dealerships, and these guys and these women were totally invested. So there was a dealership in Indiana, in a little Mayberry town in Indiana, and Ford Motor Company sent me in to kick off that dealership. So I went to the auction with the dealer and we bought cars. We recruited managers. We recruited salespeople. We had a brand new building. I mean, it was amazing. We're putting this thing together. So we got the advertising. We're all set for the grand opening. We got the grand opening of this dealership in Mayberry, Indiana. And the day arrived, we had the grand opening. All the vice presidents of Ford flew down for the photo op and the press release and cut the ribbon. And we had clowns, we had balloons, we had a guy making little balloon animals for the kids. We had hot dogs, popcorn, Coca-Colas, free food for the public. We had a country band on a flatbed truck with an Elvis impersonator. I mean, we went all out. I mean, country band on a flatbed, Elvis impersonator, country DJ broadcasting live, rock and roll DJ, urban DJ. We had it all. We had clowns, we had balloons, we had hot dogs, we had a country band, we had live broadcasts, we had everything on the lot except customers. There wasn't a customer in sight. No ups. Saturday morning, we just did the grand opening and we got no customers. Oh my gosh. I told one of the salespeople, get me a Mustang convertible. A Mustang convertible. Get me a Mustang convertible. Well, just get me a Mustang convertible. So the salesperson brings up the Mustang convertible. I said, put the top down and put the boot on it. Put the top down, put the boot on it. Well, where are we going? We're going across the street over there to Walmart and we're going to go get an up. We're going to Walmart and get an up. Look, there's a whole lot full of ups over there. And all the vice presidents of Ford are going, he's going to do what? Go over to Walmart and get a customer? Quit it. Yeah, Ziegler's lost his mind totally now. So I get in the passenger seat. The salesperson's driving the Mustang across the street to the Walmart. And he said, where are we going? I said, just weave in and out of the parking lot. I will know it when I see it. So eventually I spied this guy getting out of an F-150 Ford pickup truck, driving our product. The guy's got a cowboy hat. He's got blue jeans, cowboy boots. He's got a big belt buckle. He's got a Western shirt with pearl buttons on it. This guy dressed up like a cowboy. He is either a cowboy or a wholesaler. That was humor. Anyway, this cowboy gets out of this F-150 pickup truck, and he's got like a little 7-year-old girl with him, a little daughter with him. And I said, sir, my name is Jim Ziegler. I am a public relations consultant from Ford Motor Company. We have opened up a brand new Ford dealership across the street. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that, heard it on the radio. Yeah, we got a brand new Ford dealership across the street, sir, and we are absolutely short on used trucks. We need used trucks badly. And I will pay top dollar if you will consider selling me your truck. You want to buy my truck? Yes, sir, I want to buy your truck. We'll pay stupid money. We'll pay ridiculous money if you will sell me that truck. You want to buy my truck? Yeah. How much would you give me? When he said that, how much would you give me? That is like when you go fishing and the cork goes under. You got a bite. How much would you give me? Set the drag. You got it. You know, set the hook. Okay, he's running. Mr. Customer, we will pay stupid money. We'll pay ridiculous money, but I'm not the buyer. We have professional buyers. If you'll follow me across the street, just a couple minutes, I won't waste your time, we'll instantaneously give you a cash offer. More money than you ever thought you could get for this truck. So he got in his truck with the little girl and they followed me across the street. Now, I'm not going to bore you with a much longer story. I'm just going to tell you, I don't know what his wife thought he was going to bring home from the Walmart. But I sent him home in a brand new F-150. And we got witnesses to that story to this day. He was on a Walmart parking lot, and the dealer, he sold a car in a Walmart parking lot. Yeah, I have done things like that, and I'm sure everybody's heard the story about when I sold the car in the pouring down rain at an intersection, tapping on people's windows with an umbrella. Pouring down rain with an umbrella, tapping on people's windows. I was in New Jersey at Richard Lucas's store, and I was yelling at people. In New Jersey, I turned into one of them. I turned into a Goomba myself, you know. So I'm in New Jersey standing on the sidewalk in front of the dealership. Hey, I'd like to buy your car. You want to buy my car? Yeah, I'll pay stupid money for that car. How much you give me? Come here. You know, I've sold cars yelling at people on a street corner in New Jersey. Seriously. I mean, I got more stories than you got time to listen to. It's amazing. The 3 questions. When are you going to buy your next car? Who do you know? Would you sell me the car you're driving? I mean, I've done it over and over again. I have walked through dealerships giving salespeople five cars. Here, call these 5 people, tell them I want to buy their car. Call these 5 people, tell them I want to buy their car. Call these 5 people. I've assigned salespeople 5 people on a Saturday morning. Call these people, tell them I want to buy their car. I'll pay stupid money. You don't know how much. They come in here, we won't waste their time. I have done that, and I'm telling you right now, if you're a sales manager watching this broadcast, give your salespeople 5 names and phone numbers to call after the meeting and tell those people that you won't waste their time. If they'll come in, you give them a cash figure on their car. You will sell cars. The last time I did that was in Portland, Oregon. We sold 5 cars in one day. I'm telling you, it is that simple to do. And the next thing I want to talk about is, you know, if you're like Frank Crinitti, he's got this mammoth referral network. This guy is one of my heroes, or is probably my ultimate hero in car sales. Frank Crinitti's got this ultimate, and I know everybody that sets up these, what they in the old days called bird dog networks, referral networks. Now, maybe it is, maybe it's not legal in your community to pay somebody to refer a customer to you that buys a car. Now, you need to check with your dealer and check with your dealer association if you're unsure. But if it's not illegal to pay somebody to refer somebody to you, you can build up a mammoth referral network, bird dog network. Now, I had a heck of a bird dog network when I first came to Atlanta. 1982, I blew into town with my mattresses tied to the roof. I was broke. I was divorced. I was depressed. I was angry. You know, broke, depressed, divorced, angry. One of the lowest points of my life. I blew into town with my mattresses tied to the roof of a car I was making weekly payments on because my credit was terrible. I mean, the lowest point in my life, or one of the lowest points, starting over again. So I went to work for McNamara Pontiac. I had known Dennis McNamara in Jacksonville. And I moved into an apartment called Meadow Run Apartments. And when I moved into Meadow Run Apartments, I drafted a letter. And I put my photograph on the letter. A real nice photograph of me. Now remember, I was in my early 30s. I put a picture of myself on the letter. And the letter basically said, "Dear neighbor at Meadow Run. Dear neighbor at Meadow Run. My name is Jim Ziegler. I am recently divorced and I have just moved here from Jacksonville, Florida. I'm a sales representative at McNamara Pontiac on La Vista Road. Please, if you have any automotive needs, consult me, ask me, I'll help you any way I can. And if you see me at the clubhouse or the swimming pool, or if you see me at the laundromat, please say hello to me. If you see me at the pool or the laundromat or the clubhouse, say hello to me. My name is Jim Ziegler, recently divorced. I just moved here from Jacksonville, Florida. I don't know anybody. I'm a sales representative at McNamara Pontiac. I'd like to help you with any of your automotive needs. If you see me at the clubhouse, the pool, the laundromat, say hello to me. And then I sent that letter to every resident of Meadow Run Apartments. And then Sunday morning, I'm out there by the pool at 8 o'clock. I stayed out at the pool all day Sunday. Incredible sunburn. Oh, it was bad, but it was worth it. So I'd go out to the swimming pool Sunday morning and stayed out there all day. And people walking up to me, hey, you're the car salesman that sent the letter. Well, you're the car salesman that sent the letter, aren't you? You're the car salesman that sent the letter. I kept hearing that. So I made a lot of friends, and pretty soon I became the official car salesman at Meadow Run Apartments. Everybody that had any question was referring people to me. I was getting referrals. Anybody were telling people at work, oh, I know a guy that sells cars at McNamara Pontiac. Even if you're not buying a Pontiac, he'll give you good advice. His name is Jim Ziegler. I mean, people were referring people to me. I became the official car salesperson at Meadow Run Apartments. And here's what gets really weird. There were like 6, 7, 8, 9 other car salespeople that lived in Meadow Run Apartments. None of them became the official car salesperson of Meadow Run Apartments. It was me. And then I noticed that there were like 5 or 6 other big apartment complexes around Meadow Run Apartments. Right across the street was Tahoe, and there was all kinds of other, Brentwood. There were all kinds of other apartment complexes nearby. And there was one strip shopping center with a huge laundromat dry cleaner. I mean, that laundromat was huge. And in those days, we wore business suits every day in car sales. So I had all these wool business suits, these dress shirts that need to be starched. I had all this dry cleaning and formal laundry, plus my laundromat duties. So I noticed there was a 50-ish-year-old woman. I'm going to say her name was Mary. I really don't know her name. But anyway, Mary chats up everybody. She makes change, gives quarters to people at the laundromats. She runs the dry cleaner part of the thing and does the drive-in window. She talks to everybody. So here we are. I'm talking to Mary, and I said, Mary, you need to send me a customer. Now listen to what I'm about to say. Listen very carefully. Never offer to pay people to send you a referral. Some fools actually put it on the back of their business card. Send me a customer that buys a car, I'll pay you $100. Nobody does it. I mean, what are you doing? What are you thinking? People are not going to do it because you put it on your business card or you told them you were going to pay them $100. They didn't do it. You must recruit the first one because they like you, because you are bold, because you are aggressive, you are outgoing, you are friendly. You've got to win the people over. They got to do it because they like you. So every day when I picked up my dry cleaning, my laundry, went to the laundromat, I was working on Mary. Mary, you got to send me a customer. I need your help. I would always tip her generously when I picked up my dry cleaning. Mary, you got to send me a customer. So one day, Lo and behold, I get a phone call at work. I was at Banner Ford by this time. At Banner Ford, I get a call from Mary. Jim, my cousin's looking for a car. Really? Bring her by. We make an appointment. Well, I don't know if that really was her cousin. She said the young woman was her cousin. So we sold the young woman a car. And in those days, we were bird dogging $50. I know it's like $100 or $200 today, but in those days, it was $50. We're talking 1982. It was $50. So what I did is I took two 20s and a 10 and went down to the bank, and I said I would like a $50 bill. I didn't give her two 20s and a 10. I got a $50 bill. One of the largest pieces of money that woman probably handled. And I wanted it to be in her purse, and I knew she wouldn't break it up or cash it for a while. I knew she'd be impressed. I went by the laundromat. Hey, Mary, I'd like to give you this for referring your cousin to me. You see, the theory of recruiting bird dogs is to give them the first reward unexpectedly. They don't expect the money. And I'm telling you, Mary, through the years, probably resulted in 40 sales for me. Even after I became a manager, she was still referring people to me. And I'm telling you right now, recruit people. And I had a huge, huge referral network. And I was paying these people. And if you're not allowed to do that, maybe you can think of something else. I know Elise Kephart, when she was running the BDC in San Luis Obispo, California, she had a credit card with her picture on it and her phone number on it, a Visa card that she would give the people. If they sold a car for her, she would load the car up with another $100. So if you would, you could actually have a personalized business card made for yourself on a Visa card, an actual Visa debit card. And you could load money onto it for your customers when they sell a car for you. I don't know what Frank Cranitti does, but he's got some secret sauce there as well. So anyway, if you sell an affluent person, never ever give a wealthy or affluent person money. Don't promise them money. Don't give them a cash bird dog. Because affluent people, $100 might not mean that much to them. Give them a personalized gift. Give them restaurant gift certificate to an upscale restaurant, not Arby's or Burger King. I mean, an upscale restaurant. Or give them, if they're golfers, give them a really jazzy putter. Or give them a fine bottle of wine if you know they drink wine or liquor. You know, give them something of value, a gift. Do not reward an affluent person for referring somebody to you with cash. Set up your referral network. Always be looking for people to refer people to you. Remember, recruit the first time because they like you, not because you promised them money. And the best way to get referrals is to give referrals. Everybody has sold an electrician or a plumber, a building contractor, a real estate agent. You've sold people cars that you could refer people to. And you come across a lot of people in your travels and in your dealership that you could refer. I had a plumber in Jacksonville, Florida named Bill Fenwick. And I had known Bill Fenwick from when I was in the radio advertising business. And Bill Fenwick bought some trucks from me. And in return, I referred customers to his plumbing company. I kept a bunch of his cards in my desk. So always remember, the best way to get referrals is to give referrals. Remember the 3 questions. When are you going to buy your next car? Who do you know? Would you consider selling me the car you're driving? I hope this has really helped you. And remember all the word tracks and the mindsets that I wove in and out of this this piece of training. Have a great day.